Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're doing well. If you've been on my channel for a while, you'd kind of understand it's a show and tell kind of thing, right? I see some cool / stupid / weird / funny things on the internet. I see pretty much anything, and I show it to you guys, right? Whether it be cringy TikTokers, a funny Reddit, someone stupid, someone smart, something cool. So, I found something today, again, while perusing through my gallery of recommended videos. I came across a particularly special video. This video was called I Quit My $250,000 Job After Learning This About Money. Alright, so, not gonna lie, on initial observation, didn't expect much, considering that is the pretty much the perfect clickbait title / thing. I don't know, when you read a title like that, you just kind of expect it to be clickbait, but this one was actually special. Now, the reason this video is special to me is that in the back of my mind, I was constantly, arguing with myself, because I had an argument with someone about this, and pretty much, this person was saying, I just want a high-paying job. I will do anything for it. I don't care how stressful, how hard, as long as I'm getting paid. I'd do it, and I would absolutely love it, because I'm getting paid fat stacks. Now, I argued the other side, saying that sure, maybe you might do it, but chances are, a high-paying job, it comes with its downsides too, sometimes, so you probably wouldn't be willing to go through that insane amount of stress. I don't know, some people can do it, some people can't, some people just crack. Obviously, not everyone has the capacity to do certain jobs, and some are, way stressful than you could ever imagine, so there's this debate going on, and as you know, I'm never wrong, except sometimes when I'm wrong. But, I thought I'd watch this video and convince myself that I am right, and see why this person in particular would quit such a high-paying job. Anyways, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, and let's begin.
I quit because of 10 words that changed my life. I was making over $250,000 as a corporate lawyer, was one of the highest paid lawyers in the world for my age, had spent a decade working hard to get to where I was, and with one phone call and hearing those 10 words on the phone, I knew I was going to quit and walk away from it.
Well, goddamn, pretty interesting if you ask me. So, listen, right, I remember my dad told me a story of this dude who did, I don't know, investment banking or something, and he was, at a really senior position or something, and he made, $500,000 and stuff, right? This dude was ultra mega loaded, and, we knew this guy as a swimming teacher, and my dad knew the backstory of this guy, but we knew this dude as a swimming teacher, and I was like, wait, this dude? I'm like, what, he was raking in that kind of dough? Why the heck would he quit? And, yeah, apparently the story went that the stress was so high that this dude was genuinely, just unhappy, and it was just not worth genuinely, so he was like, I'd rather just earn lesser and do something that's chill. But yeah, honestly, I can understand why a lot of people just don't understand this at all, because, everyone's like, oh, money. But honestly, sometimes what you have to sacrifice for it is literally your life. Why do you earn money? To live life, right? So, if you're sacrificing your life for it, it's probably not a good idea.
Fast forward a few years, I've graduated from Georgetown Law. I'm working in big law as a corporate lawyer in mergers and acquisitions, doing these billion-dollar deals. And it is very glamorous. You're working with the best of the best from Harvard Law, Stanford Law, kind of like a real-life Suits. We take our interns on helicopter rides of the city and go out to fancy dinners where the bill is thousands of dollars. And it's easy when the world is telling you you've made it. You're in the most prestigious job, to lose sight of your why. Add to that, you've just spent $200,000 on law school, and you need this job to pay it off.
Okay, so from watching the video, it's pretty evident that this person had a very, very glamorous life at this point. Something that seems like the dream, right? The ideal for an aspiring lawyer, and she kind of made it, right? So I can't imagine it was easy to, walk away from everything, right? Especially since he spent pretty much your entire life trying to get here, paying $200K as well. I'm just gonna skip ahead here. I'm not gonna show the entire video, but she goes on to say that she became a lawyer to help people, right? And what she was doing was essentially helping these gigantic companies, right? Because she was working so high up, right? These Fortune 500. So it wasn't really what she wanted to do. She also said that in the back of her mind, she actually wanted to impact people and do something entrepreneurial, right? I think I can see what that ended up being, which is YouTube and maybe some other other businesses she's got. I don't really know. But then she also talks about the fear of failure, something I think every one of us has.
I was too scared to leave, and I was worried that I'd fail miserably on my own. And it was just one phone call, 10 words that changed everything. That phone call was with my boss, a senior partner at the law firm. So earlier that week, I found out that my 89-year-old grandpa was hospitalized and his condition was deteriorating. So I told my boss and asked for some time to go see my grandpa. My boss agreed, so I made the 5-hour journey to my grandparents' house. That first night, my boss kept giving me time-sensitive assignments, so I couldn't even make it to the hospital during visiting hours. 3 a.m., still working frantically.
Okay, so this part started pissing me off, right? I can already see how scummy your boss is, considering he's giving you time-sensitive assignments while knowing you're visiting your sick grandpa. Like, Jesus Christ, this is the problem with these giant, like, I don't know, man, corporations. They only care about, like, work and getting stuff done, which, you know, kind of understandable, but also, like, you know, you don't employ robots, right? You employ humans, so, I don't know, I guess you should have some sort of empathy. I feel like you should be giving a person some time for family matters, while you can't just let them go and then be like, oh yeah, complete all these assignments as well. Like, bruh, if you're gonna give them some time off, give it to them. Alright, so after this, she talks about how she wanted to ask for an extension to take care of Grandpa. Now, clearly the boss was super stingy with any sort of leave or holiday anyways, and obviously here's where the problem came. And another thing was, you know, the culture about the law firms, right? It's all about how hard you work, how much of your life you actually toss in the fire, essentially, right? Working to the point where you're a meaningless robot is pretty much like glamorized, you know? And I'm pretty sure you guys relate to this, because this isn't just for law firms, this is life in general. Like, I mean, school, college, it's essentially the same. The absolute no-lifers who spend like 15 hours a day on, you know, reading the textbooks, they're the ones on top, because, you know, they know all the material. I know this is the case, considering I was one of them at one point, but goddamn, it's not fun.
The second night, I decided to work up the courage to ask my boss for an extension so that I could actually have a few hours to see my grandpa in the hospital. In my years of working for this boss, I had never asked for an extension. It didn't matter if I had to work 20 hours on my birthday while on vacation and miss my own birthday dinner, true story. It didn't matter if I had to pull 2 all-nighters in a row and felt like my body was shutting down. I just never asked. And the culture at these law firms is all about how hard you can work. Overworking is glamorized, and it's like this badge of honor when you say that you had to pull an all-nighter at work. We all had extra clothes in the office for those all-nighters, and if you don't bill enough hours, it's basically the unspoken rule that you'll get fired. I just accepted that 100-hour weeks were part of what I agreed to as a corporate lawyer. I wanted to prove myself to him and show him that I deserved a spot at this law firm. And at these law firms, you don't say no.
Okay, so what do we know so far, right? This is a very good and very dedicated and hardworking employee who's never once asked for this sort of leave, like, ever. If it was a person, like, abusing their holiday privilege, they get rejected, sure, you know, but this is a person who really needs it, like, this one time, and they've been so loyal for so long. Like, surely the boss can just give it to her, right? But, apparently not.
But this time was different. I needed to spend time with my grandpa, so I worked up the courage to press send on an email where I explained the situation and asked my boss for an extension. I remember just pacing back and forth in that tiny room in my grandparents' house, so nervous because I'd never asked for an extension. And then the call comes, and he calls me and he says, "No, I can't give you an extension." And I kept trying to reason with him and tell him why I needed to go spend time with my grandpa. But he kept responding to my pleas with 10 words. "What do you think we pay you so much for? What do you think we pay you so much for?"
Okay, so there we have it, the 10 golden words, and they are really disgusting. Like, you pay her to do her job. You don't really pay her to ignore her sick family and leave them to die. You don't pay anyone enough to leave their family in their time of need. Like, these goddamn disgusting corporate losers, dude. I can't stand them, man. If any of you ever become, like, owners of huge companies or the boss of anyone, anywhere, just know that the people you hire are people just like you, right? I don't know why people forget this. They think like anyone lower than them is just like, whatever. But it's like, everyone you hire are humans, right? They have needs, they have family, and you can't just soothe the wound with money. Like, what do you mean? What do you think we pay you so much for? You pay her to do her job, not leave her family.
And he kept repeating those words on the call over and over again. So defeated, I hung up, I kept working as instructed, and I couldn't get to the hospital in time for visiting hours again. My grandpa passed away shortly after, and I missed out on some of the last precious hours I could have spent with him. And it's really hard living with that regret I have.
So the boss didn't even give her the leave to see her grandpa die, or at least like spend a few minutes before he died. Like, this is the last time ever she could have ever, spent any amount of time with her grandpa, and that was just taken away from her because of her sadistic job. I don't know. I mean, the job's probably fine. It's the boss that's a dickhead. So then she tells us the moral of the story, right? What was the purpose of this entire story? And I think we can all understand that it's got to do with money.
This story isn't to make you sad. It has a happy ending, happy message, I promise. Because those 10 words taught me everything I need to know about money. Those 10 words made me realize that to the law firm, they would always feel like they owned every hour of my time because of what they paid me. And with any job, you're only as good as the number of hours you can give to the company. It's active income. You're trading your time for money. And if you stop working, the money stops coming in. Money won't buy you time. Money won't buy you health. It won't buy you happiness. Money won't save you from burnout. Money might buy you external validation, and that's where this societal obsession with trying to keep up with the Joneses and being concerned about the car we drive or the house we live in comes in. But that external validation will never actually fulfill you the way you think it might.
I mean, honestly, she's not wrong. Like, essentially what most people do is trade time directly for money, work this amount of hours. I mean, literally, certain jobs you get paid $12 an hour, stuff like that, which is, trading time for money is just a horrible deal. Like, people say time is money, right? That's a saying, but I think time is way more valuable than money. Like, considering you never get time back, do you? Like, you can earn your money back if you try hard enough, but you're never gonna get back your time, so I don't know, man. Enjoy your time. Listen, the point is, sure, chasing after money is probably okay, but, don't let it consume your life. Money is great. It can get you a lot of things, but we've all been dealt a pretty horrible hand, as in most of us will end up doing jobs that, make us do things that we don't want to for a very, very long time, and it kind of sucks. But when you stop valuing money so much, life just becomes 10 times easier. It's very easy to make decisions because it's not warped by this lust for money, right?
It was bizarre, and like I was being ungrateful, wanting to walk away from this job that so many people would love to have. But what I realized is the money, the prestige, simply wasn't worth it. I think we all have a why, and sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that. Sometimes we let fear stop us from actually pursuing our why. We worry too much about what others think, or we become complacent, or we become golden handcuffed. We become risk averse.
Yeah, I think the risk one is probably a big one. Most people just go their entire lives being extremely, extremely, extremely safe and never end up doing anything that they want because, there's a risk to it. And honestly, if there was like a number above every single item and every single action you ever do, telling you the risk for it, you'd probably lose your mind. So you only just calculate your big decisions, and often most people just never take any risk ever, and that's why they get kind of stuck. As the saying goes, right? You got to take risks if you want to get ahead, if you want to earn money, if you want to do anything at all. Risks are just a part of life. You don't have to take risks to potentially go homeless, but a little risk here and there is not a bad thing. But honestly, you will never see 99% of people take any sort of risk because everyone is just paralyzed by fear. The only thing going on in people's heads is, what if this happens? What if this person thinks this? And, stuff like that. It's just a brain messing with you. I don't know what to say. So after this, she goes on to tell the story of her parents and how they did so much for her.
My dad joined the military at 18, never went to college, and spent his entire life working so hard every day and never buying a single nice thing for himself. And I knew how much he beamed with pride when he told his friends that his daughter was this lawyer at this top law firm. And I was sad to take that away from him. But there is one thing I fear more than any of those things. I fear regret more. I fear regret more than I fear failure. To be honest, I don't hold a grudge against that boss. He was just doing his job, and I'm sure he was under a lot of stress. But I'm sad I didn't stand up for myself. I'm sad I got so caught up in this work culture that I forgot that time is the most valuable asset we have.
Yeah, I completely agree. I fear regret way more. Like, failure is scary. Like, oh my god, what if this happens and you're behind by like a year, behind by 3 years from this other person or whatever the heck. But honestly, regret will eat you alive, okay? Your entire life you'll be like, oh my god, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that, right?
I know that you're watching this and there's probably something that you've been wanting to do, but you've let fear stop you. Whatever it is, my advice is just to go for it. No one is ever going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Anyways, so she ends the video off with a nice message, and then, I don't know, she's like rich now from YouTube and stuff, and other things, I don't know. It all worked out, okay? Even though she quit her job. But yeah, I really enjoyed this video. Go check it out in full if you'd like. But yeah, it was really meaningful to me, so I thought I'd share it with you guys, right? Hope you enjoyed. Smash that like button if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.